All right, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Best Daily Bets channel. I'm your host, Sportsman D, and we've got a slate of 5 picks for you here today. We went 2-2 yesterday with a couple of real tough breaks. I don't know what the hell happened to the Lakers and the Rockets in the third quarter, but they were terrible, the both of them. I don't know what the total of the third quarter was yesterday, but it was not good, and very, very disappointing. Still came close to the over. But, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. So we didn't get it yesterday on that, but that's okay. And then, of course, the White Sox decided that they wanted to give up a couple runs in the eighth inning and blow that game, too. So whatever, we finished 2-2, but, and our dog of the day lost at the very end, too. So on our inaugural dog of the day didn't work out either, but again, that's okay. We are back and ready to roll here today. Again, we got 5 picks, so let's go ahead and get into it. Pick number 1. We're going to keep riding this one until it doesn't hit, but it's hit every single game. So we're taking the under in the Raptors and Celtics game for Game 6. If we take a look here, so it's sitting at 210. So they've lowered it a little bit, but still, none of these have really come close. I guess maybe this one did, but none of these others are really all that close. We're, again, going to take the under of 210 in a game with two defensive powerhouse teams. So maybe the Celtics win. I actually think the Raptors might win this game. I'm not willing to bet on it, though. So we are taking the under of 210. It's going to go under, guys. Moving over to baseball. We're going to take the Padres. The Padres money line here. Why? Well, because they got Zach Davies on the mound here. And so let's take a quick peek at Mr. Davies and what he's been able to do. And if you look here, so he had in Colorado, which, I'll give a lot of sympathy to folks that give up runs in Colorado. So none of them were earned. Which tells you that there were some errors there. So if he gave up a couple of walks, he probably had an error, and then he gave up a home run. So none of those runs that he gave up were earned, but he still came out with the win. 4 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings, really not that bad in Colorado. But if you look at what he's done at home, it's been pretty solid. I'm not sure why this game's even here if he didn't pitch in it, but whatever. So at home, he's been pretty solid, just shut out Oakland. So he's coming off a really nice win there. And if you look overall in the 2 games he started against the Rockies this season, he's really only given up the 3 earned runs. Okay, so not too bad. We're talking about at home, he's only pitched 13 and 2/3 innings, but only given up 2 earned runs. San Diego is not a hitter's park. It's definitely a pitcher's park. I think that's going to play into it for Mr. Davies. If we conversely take a look at Mr. Senzaletta, he's actually pitched against San Diego pretty well. However, he is going to be facing a San Diego team that is red frickin' hot. So we look at the red hot Padres and what they've been able to do the last few games. It's not difficult to see why we're taking the Pods here. So we got, I guess, a couple of good pitchers, but we got the Padres who are on a bit of a road swing here. So take the Padres money line, guys. That is going to play. We got our third pick here in the lineup, which is we're going to soccer. So if you want to omit this pick because you're not a soccer guy, I understand. Just know, though, that soccer is my sport, and so I generally give you really, really solid picks there. Pick here is over of 2.5. This was kind of a freak game for Cruz Azul. They are much, much better than what they played in Atlas here. And when you look at them at home, they are devastating. So 3-0, 3-2. They play really, really well at home. Pachuca is actually pretty decent. But let's come down and take a look at the last few games. So again, when Cruz Azul is at home, they're kicking the shit out of these guys. When they're away, they're giving up goals as well, but I'm not really concerned. Give me the over of 2.5 here. There will be 3 goals in this game. Speaking of a lot of goals and games, we're going to go over to the Islanders and Tampa Bay Lightning, and we want the over a 5.5. Like, game one was 8-2. I don't know that we're not necessarily going to see another 10-goal game, but there's got to be a 3-4 game at least. Look at the Lightning. I mean, they just score goals. Now, the Islanders are a good team in their own right, and I've talked about it before on this podcast. They've got a fantastic coach in Barry Trotz, maybe the best coach out there for the NHL or in the NHL. But the Lightning are freaking studs, man. What's that guy's name? I think Kucherov is the Lightning's stud player. Yeah, Nikita Kucherov. He's a freaking stud, man. So I think this is going to be I think it's going to be 3-4. I actually think that the Islanders may take this one today. So maybe let's call 4-3 Islanders today. Although the bet's the over here, guys. I would not bet against Tampa Bay right now after what they did to Boston and then that first game against the Islanders. Pick 4 is pick 5 rather. So our fifth and final pick. Can't talk today. Sorry, guys. Fifth and final pick is the Nuggets +8. I gotta ride the Nuggets +8. They were winning the entire game in Game 3 and choked it up at the very end. If we take a look at this here, guys, look at throughout. So, well, whatever. So they were down 1. They were up at halftime, up after third, and they just fell apart in the fourth quarter. We got that famous little middle fingertip blocked by Kawhi Leonard on Jamal Murray, so that was interesting. But either way, this is look at the entire game was really, really close, just all the way through. So I think again this is gonna be a close game. If you want to buy a couple extra points, do so certainly. But I got this game at 8, and I feel real good about it. All right, so let's go ahead and review what we have for today. We've got the under of 210 in the Celtics-Raptors game. We got the over 5.5 in the Islanders-Lightning game. We have the Padres money line against the Rockies. We have the over of 2.5 with Cruz, Azul, and Pachuca. And we have the Nuggets +9. Well, hold on a second. My apologies. It actually is sitting at 9 right now. So I was correct when I wrote that. My apologies, guys. So +9 for the Nuggies. And our dog of the day, even though we're 0-1 to start this, but our dog of the day here, guys, the Houston Dynamo. So, and that's one vicious-ass dog. But the Dynamo, baby, they're going to take this game today. I feel really good about it. Let's just peek over there real quick. They're on a 3-game winning streak. The Colorado Rapids have looked terrible. So you got the Dynamo, who are hot, the Rapids, who are not. And then when we take a look here at the goals that have come against the Rapids. Sorry, guys, can you keep doing that? It looks pretty favorable for Houston. So, again, this is if you need a little extra juice. This is not playing into our overall pick total. This is a separate thing. If you are, you're down some money and you need a big win to boost your total back up and you're willing to take some chances, that is what the deal is with the dog of the day. So again, does not go into our overall total, but it's something that I am taking a look at. I didn't play our pick yesterday with Seattle, but I am going to play this Dynamo pick today, so we'll see how that goes. All right, good luck, guys. Let's make sure that you get those picks in here. Let's make some money today and make those bookies and sports books feel it. All right, I'm Sportsman D, guys. Take care and good luck.